this is a funnel, guys. We've all heard of this. I mean, who hasn't heard of a sales funnel? I mean, let's be honest, right? It's all people talk about today. You hear this from the biggest guys. You got to have a sales funnel. Everyone talks about it. You know, a lot of you guys from, you know, are on JV Zoo. You see this pushed all the time. Our businesses need sales funnel. And it's half true, right? It is half true. We definitely need sales funnels. But the problem that happens is that a lot of us are building these sales funnels that are really just a collection of pages. And maybe even we're following a template or a guide that we got. And it can be confusing how to make these work. So let me just, give me a big me in the chat box if you've ever been confused by getting conversions out of a sales funnel. Has anyone here ever been confused? And don't be shy. We're not going to call out your names. But I just want to know, yeah, I see people are saying me, 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 me. I'm not going to call names. I don't want to embarrass anybody. But it is a fact. It's a reality that even seasoned marketers can be confused when we say you just need to build a funnel. And you know what is happening to a lot of businesses, especially newbies and people that are getting into this or trying to understand this, is that they're building these static funnels based on old ideas of how this should work, and you are leaving tons of money on the table when you build a static funnel. So what's the alternative? What should we be doing instead? Well, it is what 98% of marketers are missing. Okay, 98% of marketers are missing this key thing. It's not just about building a static funnel, right? We see the biggest marketers in the world like Frank Kern, Russell Brunson, and other people using what they and we call smart funnels. So what's the difference between a smart funnel and a static funnel? A smart funnel is going to maximize every step of the customer journey. It's going to do lots of things that we're going to be talking about throughout this hour that you're going to learn how to do by sticking with us. But when you do these simple things, and they are, guys, at their core, they are simple. Anyone can do it. Okay? Sometimes the setting up can be complicated, but we're going to even show you how that doesn't have to be true either, how even the setup can be simple. So you've got to stick with us here. But when you do these simple things that create a smart funnel, you are going to unlock the true potential of your business and any business. It doesn't matter what niche. If you're a local marketer, I don't care what you're selling. You put these smart funnel steps in that the big guys are using, the top 2% of marketers, right, that they're using, you are going to see bigger returns. You're going to see this business scale and grow. All right, so today, for the first time ever, we're going to share with you guys the simple step-by-step approach to making money with smart funnels that you can start using in your business today. Meaning you guys can go out right now. We're going to talk about some very actionable things. This is not theory. We're going to give you some cool ideas to think about, but even more so, we're going to give you some very actionable, tangible things that you can start doing in your marketing today to get this kind of thing going. All right, let's talk about what else you're going to get. You're going to see exactly how simple it is for your business to join the top 2% and start using smart funnels. It is very simple. When you know what the steps are and when you have the system to get those steps in place without having to pay extra money for coders, designers, programmers, all that stuff. We're going to show you how it can be done. Dead simple, newbie friendly, anyone can do it. But first guys, I can't just jump there right yet. We need to talk about video stores. I don't think anyone was expecting that, Craig, right? Nobody was expecting to talk about video stores on a marketing webinar. But guys, let me tell you something. If you really want to understand just how simple smart funnels are and how you can use them in your business, we got to talk about the video store industry, the video rental industry, which probably isn't really even, I don't know if we can even call it an industry anymore. I actually heard there are a few video stores that still exist in very rural areas, but as an industry, we're going to see what happened there. But ultimately, we'll get there and talk about how this whole history of the video store is directly relevant to how you build smart funnels with your business. All right, so guys, you guys remember this? Everybody remember this? Give me a big me in the chat box if you remember renting videos. Craig, you had videos in England? They did videos and DVDs in England?
The highlights of my Saturday night when I was a child, getting to pick a video.
Right. See, Craig, I'm not sure how much older I am than you. I'm not sure. I think maybe we're about the same age. So, yeah, we remember this. You know, my kids don't know from this. Mikey, I got 4 kids there. They think that movies just, they appear on the, on the computer. Whatever you want to watch, even if it's still in the movie theater, boom, it appears.
Yeah.
I hope I didn't just incriminate myself there, Craig. But anyway, so video stores, guys, I mean, you got to understand, I mean, any of us that were around at that time, and I think all of us were around, right? There's no 13-year-olds on this webinar. Any of us that were around at that time, I mean, we remember how big this was, right? How big video stores were. It was a multi-billion-dollar industry. And it's the kind of thing that this industry lasted for 30 years. You might even say that this was an industry that they were responsive to trends and the changing of entertainment. I mean, I remember when DVDs started to come out in the 90s and Blockbuster jumped on that. They did DVDs, and then there was, they did video games. They did mail order stuff. They did online. They tried to do some online stuff. This was an industry. It went 30 years strong, and there was even a culture. I mean, Craig, you said it yourself, right? I mean, tell me about your, what you said as a kid. It was like a big highlight going to. What was so great about going to the video store as a kid?
Because you got to choose something for yourself that was a good, fun kind of family film that you could all sit down and watch together. In fact, I've got fond memories of, like I was saying, of the Saturday night sat with my family back in the day.
Yeah. No, me too. I remember there was a local video store we went to even before the Blockbusters were around. That I used to hang out there as a teenager. These guys, they had baseball cards that they sold, video games. It was a cool place to hang out.
We got sweets, candy.
Yeah, candy. The 12-year-olds, when I was 12, 13, we'd hang out there. So there was a culture. Who here remembers Be Kind, Please Rewind? I mean, that's before DVDs. Remember that? When if you brought this video, if you brought the video back and it wasn't rewound, at first you got dirty looks, but eventually they gave you fees for that. And that's the other point here, right? That there were ways that customers were upsold. Craig, you said it yourself, candy, right? Mm-hmm. They get the kids into it. There were memberships. You rent 3, get 1 free. And then the dreaded late fees, of course. And we're going to see in a couple minutes just exactly what I call a negative upsell, which you guys should not be taking away from this webinar, but how a negative upsell, I think, killed the whole industry. So in 1997, we're just going to kind of go back in time here. Blockbuster was the king. I mean, they came out and it came out in 82, I think it was. And for a good 20 years, 25 years, these guys built an empire. 9,000 at their peak. I think they said 2004 was their peak. 9,000 stores worldwide. $4.8 billion in estimated revenue. But this, Craig, this is the number that just floors me. $800 million a year collected from late fees. And that was 16% of their revenue. Wow. That is like pulling money from the air, right? From late fees. It doesn't, what does that even mean? What, it's mind-boggling. But, so what could go wrong with this empire? But it all collapsed, right? I mean, it collapsed. You can't find a Blockbuster video today, right? This used to be a Blockbuster. You can't even find it. It's gone. So how does this story apply to your online business today? Well, guys, we're going to continue this little history lesson, and we're going to see how it leads to the simple innovation that is now worth billions. And what's super exciting for you is that it's a simple innovation that everyone here can start putting into their marketing and into their funnels to start building what the big boys are calling smart funnels and join that top 2%. So I think, Craig, Blockbuster can blame the movie Apollo 13 on their collapse. Because if we go back again to 1996, 97, after getting a $40 late fee when returning Apollo 13 to his video store, a guy named Reed Hastings decided that the video rental industry needed to change. He didn't like that. He was being charged $40 because he returned a video late. I mean, he must have had it for a really long time. That's a pretty expensive fee. Craig, you ever get hit with a fee like that or no?
Yeah. It's too easy to kind of forget something. The weekend passes, you get it for your 2 days or however long you wanted it for. Monday comes, your parents are rushed off their feet, or you're rushed off your feet. Just one of those things. It's too easy to forget.
Yeah, but this guy, he racked up $40. So what did he do about it? I mean, Craig, I think I've gotten late fees and I yelled at the clerk, poor clerks. 13-year-old kid yelling at them, right? But this guy, Reed Hastings, he went out and did something extraordinary. Reed Hastings started a little company called Netflix. And it used to be 2 words. This was actually their homepage in 1999. I'm sorry, guys, for the low quality of the screenshot. I was using the Wayback Machine on Google, and this was about the best quality I could get that actually had the images and all the logos. But incredible, he started this quirky company called Netflix. And I remember one of my old girlfriends in college whose father was like obsessed with Netflix. They had Netflix, these little red envelopes all the time. I think I joined for a while. It was like a really kind of interesting idea that these guys, they let you rent one movie at a time. They'd send it to your house. You'd get it, blah, blah, no late fees. That was all, that was the big thing, was like no late fees. And eventually they expanded. You get more than one movie. But this company, I mean, it just changed everything. And what's incredible is that, Netflix was doing okay, but Blockbuster was doing a hell of a lot better. And they turned down Reed in 2000. He went and offered to sell Netflix outright to Blockbuster for $50 million. And this guy, Joe Antico, who was the CEO at the time, he said no. He thought the business model was weird. He didn't get it. They were going to try to do video online. It didn't make sense. But again, the point of this is not one of those sort of Gary Vaynerchuk, be on the edge of everything talks. But it's not like the missed opportunity talk. But it's incredible what happened next, right? Today, guys, Netflix, the most recent valuation, you can look this up on Google, is $80 billion. That's billion with a B. $80 billion company. And growing. They're adding new subscribers all the time. Meanwhile, Blockbuster went bankrupt in 2010. I mean, it's just incredible. This is like, this company was doing something extraordinary.
Evolution.
And it was more than just putting, movies out there in the mail and online. So let's reverse engineer this, Craig. I mean, how did they do it? What is it Netflix did that was so revolutionary in the terms of the customer experience? Not, again, forget it. Sure, user-friendly streaming video, binge-worthy original content, that's really great. Mm-hmm. But there's this one thing that, in my opinion, Craig, and I think you and I talked about this, right, earlier, and in the past few weeks we've been talking about this, that this one thing changed everything. I'm giving you guys a hint on this slide. Anyone in the chat box know what it is? What is it that changed the game? What is it that made Netflix complete, like CIP said, completely disruptive? What is it, guys? Anyone know? Shout it out if you know it. Extra bonus points to the first person to get it. There's a huge clue right on your screen. Let me know you're alive. Anyone get it? No one get it? You didn't have to leave your house, Jones says. Variety. Shantae says, Shantae gets the prize. Personalized your watching. Very good. Dwayne, user-friendly. Steve, Apple, right? Streaming. Guys, you are getting it. You're getting things that are great here. But I think it was Shantae that said it first. Personalized watching. Because look what we got here. Because you watched Orange is the New Black, I'm going to show you Halt, Catch, Fire, which is a great show, by the way. Because you watch House of Cards, I'm going to show you this, that, and the other thing. Guys, this was it. Netflix got smart. The smart funnel, as we know it today, was really created in, I think it was 2006, if my history is correct. Netflix actually ran a contest, I think, $1 million prize to try to get programmers to come up with what eventually became the recommendation engine. Okay, the recommendation engine on Netflix is the reason why I can log into my account on Netflix and I get a completely different homepage of suggested videos to watch than my wife does. In fact, a lot of times she says to me, I got nothing to watch. She is very pregnant, going to give birth in 2 weeks. So she watches a lot of TV right now because she's in bed a lot. But, I don't watch a lot. But she had to even say, well, what's coming up on your feed that I can check out? Because she was bored of what she saw. But this is it. Because you watch this, you would like these. And so this is relevant, personalized, and automated. It's driven by data, and it's attached to the unique user. It is scalable. It's sticky. It's relevant to the individual buyer. And guys, this is an example of one of the most important pieces of a smart funnel. It's what we call behavioral triggered automation. This is so key. Guys, I can't even tell you how big this is. I'll tell you a little side point, little fact. I did a lot of research on Netflix for this, Craig. I mean, I love Netflix, but I was not this geeky until we had to do this talk with these guys about Netflix. Interestingly enough, how did Netflix come up with not Game of Thrones? I always mess those two up. House of Cards, right? Game of Cards, House of Cards, right? The big president House of Cards show. They knew from the data of their users that, they create 200 or 300 different user clusters. And it's very scientific. I'm not getting into that, guys. If you join in our mastermind we're having in a few weeks, we'll talk about clusters and segmentation and all that. But that's a little spoiler alert. That's not tonight. We're going to keep it simple. But what Netflix did, from all the data they clustered, what they saw was, they knew they wanted to do this like political show similar to like a edgy West Wing or whatever it is. But they made the decision to bring on Aaron Sorkin as the writer because they saw that a large majority of their paid subscribers who had stayed with them and then had certain preferences were really into Aaron Sorkin movies. So Aaron Sorkin is the writer on House of Cards. As we know, House of Cards is produced by Netflix, right? So they have the say in who can do what. And then why Kevin Spacey? Although now I don't think he's going to be in it anymore. He's a little trouble right now, but they chose Kevin Spacey because they saw that same cluster of users that liked Aaron Sorkin and liked these presidential dramas also liked Kevin Spacey. They were really into Kevin Spacey movies. So that's why they had him become the lead as President Underwood. But that's remarkable. Is anyone here just having like a mind-blown moment at what data can do when you have a smart funnel, when you have set up something like this, where you have behavioral triggered automation that tells you, how to cluster your people? Give me a big wow in the chat box if you guys think that is just mind-blowing, that a company like Netflix that can do this sort of thing, not only can they suggest to you what you should be into or what offer you should take up, but they also know even kind of what offer, with precision, not even just the offer, but who should be in it, what it should be about, who should be the guest star or whatever. I mean, imagine, guys, having this kind of power in your marketing. And guys, you know what? The good news is that with a smart funnel, that when you set it up with a system like we're going to show you today, you can get this kind of insight, automated insight, to make decisions, to put relevant offers in front of your audience. So, I mean, I kind of already said this, but I need you to think about that for a second, that if your business could use the same kind of behavioral automation triggers that Netflix used to become a billion-dollar company, what would that do for your business? What could that do for the difference between sending out offers that, convert very modestly versus converting wildly? Well, we're going to talk about this right now. We're going to talk about smart funnels and how simple it is to do with the system when you have a solid system. And we're going to see in a minute, Craig, my buddy Craig here from the UK, he used a very simple smart funnel in a recent product test. And guys, we did this product test sort of live. I think it was a couple, right, Craig? It was over a couple weeks.
Yeah. It was
in anticipation of this. And Craig, it was a gold mine, right?
Mm-hmm. Massively. It shocked me.
It shocked me when you showed me the script. I was like, wow, if you had done this much money and it came over. And that's the kind of thing, guys, that a smart funnel will set your business up to do. And we're going to show you in detail kind of what Craig did. But that's where you need to be. You need to be in control, where the marketing and the sales and conversions are not at a whim of, oh, well, did I do it right? It's got to be formulaic. It's got to be that we know we can make this happen. And then, and again, it comes through testing. I get that. There's going to be a little bit of testing, right, Craig? We're testing all the time.
Oh, definitely. But once you get to a point, it makes everything scalable. And that's when you can make more and more and more money.
And that's the key. You just said it, Craig. You're spoiling you gave a spoiler alert, right? It's got to be, that's okay. I love it. It's got to be scalable, right? It's got to be. Which basically means for anybody, again, I'm not assuming that everyone knows everything we're talking about. We're going to try to keep it simple, right? When we say it's scalable, what we mean by that, we're not just throwing around buzzwords, guys. What we mean is, well, if I put in, $4 and I get back, if I put in $1 and this pays me $4 every time I put in $1, well, then if I put in $10,000, I can make $40,000 back. If I put in $100,000, I can make $400,000. When you find a smart funnel like that, it's game over. You guys, that is how you build a business. And so let's say hello to your next million. This is what we're going to do right now. We're going into the smart funnels. We're going to show you guys how this was done with Craig. And right before we do that, I just want to give you guys a little acronym that might help you kind of keep the components clear. And again, we can, we'll have a replay of this if you guys want to review this again. But at its core, this is one way of thinking about it. Again, there's a lot more to smart funnels, but this is, I think, a simple way Craig and I talked about thinking about it, right? Smart, scalable, monetized, automated, relevant, timely.
Mm-hmm.
right? And if you look through these points, guys, Netflix is doing each of these things, right? It's scalable, right? And with that, what do you need? You need an online delivery system that can track ROI. This could be any ClickFunnels, lead pages. I mean, a million things out there, builders and suites. And you can do it on WordPress. You can do it on a hosted website. You can do it on, if you're in e-commerce, do it on Shopify, right? There's plenty of tools out there. Monetized, right? How do you convert free, like Netflix, right? You can get a 30-day free trial with Netflix. Do you guys want to hear something mind-blowing? And I hope I'm not overusing that word, but it blew my mind. Do you guys know what do you know what the conversion rate is on those 30-day free trials? Craig, take a guess. What do you think Netflix conversion rate is on their 30-day free trials?
About 30%.
All right, I'm going to ask the audience. We'll see if you guys get it closer. Anyone here know without Googling what it is? So CIP says 67%. Shantae says 40%. Guys, shout it out. What do you think? Joan says 80%. Joan, very bold. What do you think the rate is of conversion on Netflix 30-day free trials? I don't see. Come on, guys, shout out. Let's know you're alive. Just throw in a number. I'm not going to make fun of you. 85% says Steve. Oh, wait. Lyle says 85. Steve says 75. Ken is getting the closest. Ken, you are getting the closest. I'm going to tell your number in a minute. Walter says 80%. All right, guys. Andre, okay, a little overshot it, but not by much. Ken and Andre are the closest. Guys, the conversion rate, and this has been tracked for the last 8 years by, I think, an economist or somebody I was reading online, 93%.
Wow.
93% of people that sign up for a 30-day free trial on Netflix wind up subscribing. And guys, those numbers are similar to like Amazon Prime numbers. Amazon Prime, and it's even more insane. Amazon Prime has something like I think like a 70-something% retention rate, like that people who sign up for Prime stay. But if they stay more than a year, that number goes up to 94%. And people who stay more than 2 years with Amazon Prime stay, I think like 97% of them stay. Wow. It's crazy. So that's, monetize. How do you convert a free trial or a free item to a paid user and keep them? That's amazing. And with a smart funnel, it's a big part of it. Automated segments. We talked about it a little bit before. Clustering people through rules, right? Not through bean counting, right? Through rules, and let the system do the work. Relevant. This, guys, is key. This was, again, think of this when you think of the R in smart. Relevant. It's Netflix's recommendation engine. Specific offers that resonate with the segment that you're targeting. And then finally, timely. Deploying the right offer at the right time. And I would even say in a way that that's automated, right? That you use rules or whatever it is, that you can have it come when it needs to come, right? Because if you hit somebody with an offer, it's kind of like a date, right? If I ask you to marry me when we sit down for the first time for coffee, well, unless you have maybe like a mental disorder, then you're probably going to say no. And no offense to anybody with that. But I'm just saying, like, there's a certain time to pop certain questions, right? And if you want the answer you want. So it's the same thing with our offers. We need to basically have those offers timed to go at the right time. All right, so that's a smart funnel. Scalable, monetized, automated, relevant, and timely. All right, so with that, let's talk about you, Craig. It's a very handsome picture.
Hey, guys.
So this is Craig. I've been doing most of the talking now because I'm the nerd who researched the Netflix angle. But Craig is really the star here. Craig is the guy who cracked the Netflix code with his smart funnel. And it's proving now, I think, Craig, 6 to 7 times ROI. I think when you ran one test, it was a little lower. But now you got other tests that are in the works, and it's trending higher, which is super cool.
Definitely.
So tell us, Craig, what we did. We got this slide here. Tell us about what you did.
So basically, I began by when we did the test using this special system. Basically, I began by giving away basically a free gift and sending freebie seekers, like it says on the slide, via solo ads. Now, like it says on the slide as well, these guys do not like spending their money. It's just something that I think it's not just with solo ad people. It's the way that they've been kind of taught how to function as well. So with a solo ad, usually people opt for a free gift every single time. It's right. In fact, there's a rule on solo ads that you're not allowed to send them to a paid offer, I believe. So these guys not only aren't expecting to buy, they don't buy anyway because they're after free gifts.
Right. I think that's key. And Craig, it's funny because I was not as familiar with solo ads until we started working together. To me, solo ad, I wasn't exactly, I'm more familiar with paid advertising in Facebook. And so just so anybody else who might be on here not knowing what a solo ad is, Craig, do you want to just give a 30-second rundown on solo ads and how they work?
Yeah, so basically a solo ad comes from obviously a solo ad vendor, and these people have lists of emails on their database where they have obtained those subscribers by giving away free products, and you can buy clicks and basically send them to your squeeze pages, which also gives away a free offer. So basically the people entering your list are expecting free stuff.
Right. And I think what's key, and you said it just now, was that what the expectation is. So everybody understands this, right? We've got basically an audience that they are trained that they're not going to be pitched something that, but Craig, your system, the system that you ran, the Smart Funnel, made this stingy crowd look like the hottest buyers list out there. And it didn't cost you, it cost you very little.
Exactly. And that was the beautiful thing. The only thing it did cost me was buying those clicks.
Right. So let's take a little look more in depth of what happened here. And guys, I want to just, I want to remind you that this was a small test that we did in anticipation of sharing the methods with you that Craig's used, for for years. I think you've used some of this stuff, and you've struggled with the solo ad, to get them to convert to paid sometimes.
Yeah. When it comes down to online marketing, I've been very successful in launching softwares and things like that, but actually monetizing different types of funnels, it's not something that I'm an expert in. So it's something that getting to grips with it has been quite challenging, to be honest. And
Right.
as many of you guys will probably say the same thing. It's
Right.
You guys have been struggling alongside me, I'm guessing.
Right. So I wanna know actually from our audience, guys. There's a bunch in there. I love the crowd. Just let us know, guys. I mean, what kind of funnels are you guys building or wanting to build? Are you guys in e-commerce? Are you in affiliate marketing? Are you B2B marketing? Just shout it out in the chat box. We're just interesting. So we're interested in it. And guys, the more you participate, the more fun this is for everybody. So don't be shy. I know it's probably a lot of your first time. A lot of you, this is your first time with us. But shout it out. What kind of funnels do you want to build? And so I see coaching, I see B2B funnels, e-commerce, and this kind of stuff. So e-commerce, B2B, B2C. This kind of stuff works. It works. What Craig used here. The system works for all types of stuff. E-courses. Want to build it all. Affiliate marketing. Good. I love ambition, guys. Good. Stay hungry. Right? Like Steve Jobs said, it's good stuff. That's how you succeed. Stay hungry and stay with it. So here, Craig, you were doing something to a sort of new audience. This was like a new niche for you. So you were testing it out, right? You were testing out the solo ad, and it wasn't an audience you were familiar with. So you took a little bit of money, you bought the clicks.
Well, not just that. They weren't familiar with me either, so it's an even bigger challenge.
Right. So guys, don't think that this was, oh my God, this is Craig Crawford, the big affiliate guy that everyone knows. No one knew him from here. So that's what these results will show you. And Craig, you're going to talk. I'd like to hear about this from you in a sec. What they tell you is that anyone can do it. You don't have to be some recognized person to do what he did here. So Craig, what were the results you got? And then let's talk about how you did it.
Yeah. So I purchased a number of clicks over the 2-week period while I was testing this, and at the end of it, I managed to get 661 opt-ins. I got I think it was, I can't remember the opt-in rate exactly now off the top of my head, but it was about a 40-something% opt-in rate, which is quite good for a squeeze page. And out of that, I generated $3,366.80 in sales. And like it says on the screen, it's from people who usually buy nothing. Like, these guys are conditioned not to buy something. They don't expect to buy something. And 99% of the time, they're on these freebie lists because they want free things. And 9 times out of 10, people who are looking for products and willing to invest into their business usually kind of fall by the wayside not fall by the wayside, sorry, but they usually opt out of these kind of lists because they're just getting slammed with free things over and over and over and over and over. When quite often when in free gifts, it's hard to decipher the value in things when you're getting it for free quite often. But I'm blown away by this. And Joan asked a really cool, really good question on these extremely low priced offers. And this is what I wanted to actually comment on.
was, and Craig, it's as if, when we say that you got these sales from people usually buy nothing, it's almost like late fees, right? It's pulled out of the air. These are non-buyers. You did one of the hardest things in marketing, which is to turn non-buyers who don't know you into buyers. Okay. Not only that, you built a list of 661 of your own leads, right? Which you now know, and you kind of have an idea of what you're getting a better idea of what this list wants. You made an 80% return on the money you spent. And as Joan said, are these extremely low priced offers? And the reason I want to address that is, yes, at first, but you guys can see on the ledger, here's a snapshot of some of the ledger, right? You guys notice that you see $1, 72, but some are 267, 133. But look at the one here, $2,498.
Yeah.
Craig.
No, carry on.
Sorry, go ahead.
I was saying that also, if you look like to the bottom, there's 2-part payments and things as well.
Yeah.
So it's almost recurring as well. It's
monthly. I see that monthly recurring, right? So you got them on a bunch of different offers. But guys, what's so incredible here, and I want you to see this, that, he, first of all, he did the impossible, right? He turned these freebie seekers into buyers. That alone, and he did that with a smart funnel and the system we're going to talk about today, and the system we're going to show you in a few moments. Okay. He did that. That's incredible. Okay. But not only that, he created one high-end buyer. Guys, high-end buyers are like the cream of the crop of marketing. If you can get buyers to spend more than $1,000, $500, $600, $500 or more dollars, that's a great customer. Now imagine if Craig could put 10 of those guys on. Now, Craig, I think your test was like a few $100s, right? So guys, imagine if he wanted to 10x his results. Let's just say hypothetically, Craig put $400 into this test, and he wanted to 10x the results. How much money would he need to scale to? Simple math, right? $4,000. That's it, right? So if Craig, and he's almost on the way of practically playing with the casino's money at this point. He might just reinvest that right back into this funnel again, or take half of it out. And, Craig, I mean, you could double down.
Well, yeah. Sorry. When it comes down to the leads and things, I was speaking to someone yesterday. I told them exactly what I was doing with this method, and he was blown away. And he's a reputable marketer, and he was saying that he buys leads from solo ads for $1.30, and he makes, I think he's the only person I know that I've spoken to that actually can make a profit as well, but he makes 30 cents per visitor. That's
wow.
All.
And he's still like, and that's, guys, you understand this is a top tier marketer who with a regular funnel system is basically making 30 cents on every solo ad. Craig, with this system we're going to show you now, is making 80% return. That's just insane. All right, so guys, let's talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly. Okay, we're going to do a little reality check. What is needed to crush it like Craig with your smart funnels? All right, so Craig, I know you've got like a whole training on this, and I think you were gonna talk about that a little bit. And we certainly have this mastermind that we're going to be doing towards the end of the month for people that join us, with our launch tomorrow. But let's give them a little overview of kind of the basic components, right? So one is we need a relevant offer and an audience, right? So it starts with this relevant offer that you can match an audience to, right? That you can target. Yep. So remember, guys, the Netflix example. But Craig, most people screw this up, right? Here's the ugly truth. Most people screw this up because they're using a static funnel. They get very little data from their funnel. They get like, all right, did they click? Did they convert? Did they do this? But, and trying to get more than that, putting Google Analytics into it. Maybe if they're very savvy and very technical, they can do it. But it's all by hand. And, they might not be picking the best offers for the buyers that they want to convert. So what would you say about this, about relevant offers and audience, matching that just at the start?
Definitely. So I'll go from where the free gift that I was giving away. I've tried different ones and things now, but for example, I'll just give you an example. Say an outsourcing product. So I'm giving away a free how-to outsourcing product. This is just for an example, like I say, for free. So they opt into my list, ready to receive the free gift. But then, in essence, I wanted to find a product that was relevant to the free gift that they were opting in, that they would be willing to buy and part with their money, because I already knew that those people opting into the list were there for that sole reason because they had an interest in that. It's the same as Netflix, like because we watched Orange is the New Black, Halt and Catch Fire is something relevant to that, because it's the same kind of, it's along the same lines of that as that. It's congruent, it's relevant to exactly what you watch. So the audience who are actually opting in for this free gift, I found something that was relevant to that, which I knew that they'd be interested in, because those people were specifically joining my list to obtain that free outsourcing gift.
Right. So you see, guys, what's happening here is, one, we're finding the initial free offer that's going to match the list, the solo ad list we're buying. Two, and probably most important, is aligning a paid offer with that free offer that makes sense. Okay. And that's going to give you those insights. So the next thing we need is the squeeze page and the capture form, right? And this is where I think a lot of people think the funnels sort of start and end, right? Is that squeeze page, the landing page, squeeze page, and the thank you page, and then the autoresponder, right? But this is the basic component. You need a great landing page that converts with an opt-in form. But here's the ugly truth, right? And Craig, you said this, that most builders for opt-in pages are a nightmare to work with. And I think that's been my experience too. A lot of them don't, they don't do well. And you've said you had to hire coders and designers to get these done a lot of times, especially with the opt-in form and things like countdown timers.
Yeah, the page that I had it wasn't the offer on, but it was leading to the offer. The builders out there didn't do what I needed them to do. And I couldn't find any plugins for any WordPress themes or like any other builder that I actually own didn't have exactly what I needed at the time. So through testing and trying to find out what to use, I didn't have anything. So I had to literally have it made.
Right. And again, if anyone who's used WordPress, you guys know. Let me ask in the audience really quick. I want to know from you guys, what page builders are you using? Or what kind of tools are you using? Are you doing WordPress sites? Are you using lead pages? Are you using Clickfunnels, Unbounce? Nothing at all? Just shout it out there. We'd love to hear from you guys. Let us know. We see Joan is using Infusionsoft and lead pages. Michael using Convertri. We have other people using Clickfunnels, Igloo, Profit Funnels. We have some people using WordPress. I see more Clickfunnels and Unbounce, other things. All right, yeah. I mean, there's a lot of good tools out there. There's a lot of tools. I'm not saying that they're no good. Tribe Theme. There's a lot of stuff you could use out there, but again, it comes down to it that a lot of times the tools that we find out there are, they're not the full package. They're always missing something. We wind up needing help. And again, I don't want to be spending time troubleshooting tech. I want to be making money.
And quite often they're not supported. That's another problem that I've found many times.
Oh yeah. So the third component here, Craig, in the system was that you getting smart was upselling and redirecting, right? So we talked about that you had an upsell method that redirected them to a OTO or a paid offer. But here's the ugly truth, right? Tech issues, again, opt-in, pop-ups, getting it to work with your email program and catching stats from it. And usually you have to hire guys to set this up. Let's just move along though, because I want to be mindful of the time. But also, smart data, following up. A lot of us guys, we use autoresponders that, and integrate with the CRM. But the ugly truth is that it's a pain in the butt, right? I censored myself. Integrating these tools. Right, it really is. I mean, guys, even if you are tech savvy, integration is really hard. All right. Plus, you got to have the list. You're trying to make meaningful choices about what to send to who. You have limited data that you get back. It just sucks, right? A lot of it becomes guesswork, unless you're some kind of analytics specialist. But let's be honest, how many people are analytics specialists, especially if you're new or launching a new business? All right. So the next thing, the next component to Craig's smart funnel here that got these returns was scaling with automation. Okay. And this includes using programs and other tools that have to be connected to the funnel to create rules and automate marketing tasks. Okay. And we see here like Google Analytics, Facebook, but here's the ugly truth, right? Using Google Analytics and Facebook, retargeting, remarketing. I'm talking about not just like checking the stats. I'm talking about using retargeting, remarketing, lookalike audiences. That's where the gold is, catalog ads. If you're doing Facebook e-commerce, I got a big e-commerce background. So, that's where the gold is at. But get ready to hire help unless you're an expert, because that kind of stuff can get complex if you don't know what you're doing. And especially then getting it to integrate with the funnel and all these other pieces, your email, everything you've put in place, it's a nightmare. It's a nightmare.
Definitely.
So quick summary. You guys want to start using smart funnels because nothing converts like this. Nothing even comes close. Okay. The top 2% of marketers know that smart funnels, what we just showed you, is the way to go. But there do seem to be some challenges, right? I mean, we had counted a bunch of different tools, but you're going to be stitching together 10 to 15 different marketing tools, right? You're using builders for opt-in pages. They're a nightmare to work with. A lot of times, trying to get the functions to get it the way you want, it's not easy. You got to hire pros to make design, code, integrations. If you really want to make it work right, and not spend all your time figuring it out, that's where you're going to be. And then also automating with rules is just, that is high level, trying to get rules to give you high level analytics that are more than just numbers that mean something, right? So that smart funnels are worth doing, but it seems like there's a lot of headaches and a lot of challenges. And it's like, how is it that, I told you guys anyone could do this. How could that be true if we saw that these components can be complex? We're going to show you how that can be true for you. So who wants to see the dead simple tool that you could use right now to build a smart funnel in minutes instead of weeks without coders, designers, or a ton of extra crap? Give me a big me in the chat box. I want to see me's from every single person on here. And then we're going to show you what we're talking about here, because guys, this is going to change the game for you. This is going to be putting you on the same playing field as the top 2%. This is going to turn your online business, it's going to turn your funnels into a funnel worthy of Netflix level marketing.
And may I just say one thing, jump in at that. When I used this compared to everything else that I'd had to kind of stitch together and stuff, I roughly estimate, and this is like the truth, it must have been at least, using what you're about to see, about 1/8 of the time to do everything that I've done previously and all the different tests and things like that. And it wasn't just time saving, it was effort saving as well. So it was less confusion. It was a lot easier, more intuitive. There was so many things stacking up in this one's favor. I just could not believe it myself.
Wow. So guys, a lot of you guys are saying me, thank you. Appreciate the participation. But I just wanted to say, Craig, 1/8 of the time. 1/8 of the time, without the confusion, without the headaches, and it looked professional and slick. Let's take a look at what this thing is. Introducing Smarketly. Guys, smart marketing automation. This is the system that allows you to build a smart funnel in minutes. It will skyrocket your ROI and reduce the number of tools that you need to get the job done. All right, this is what Craig is now using to get that 6 to 7 times ROI on his smart funnels. And what's awesome, we're going to kind of show you a little bit in here exactly why this system, which is going to be available tomorrow on JVZoo, and you guys should all be checking it out tomorrow. And plus, we're going to give you a little gift at the end of this that we want you to definitely grab. So make sure you stay to the end. That this system is what's going to make building that Netflix-worthy smart funnel super, super simple. So let's just take a look a little bit at what's inside, and then let's get excited for tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. Eastern. You ready, guys? Let's do this. All right. So Smarketly Smart Marketing Automation, okay? We're talking about a single platform, okay? A single platform that simplifies all of your marketing operations under one roof, okay? So, you have traditionally had a tool to do page building or overlays, or then you maybe got to buy a plugin to do a really slick timer that looks better than the cheesy one you get in most default programs. You have to buy templates sometimes, especially if you're using something like WordPress, or maybe get something custom made. This comes with everything in the box. And what's better, I'm going to show you in a few minutes, is that if you do have favorite tools out there, well, this system plays nice with just about everything. And you can connect it to just about anything that you're going to use for marketing with a few clicks, as simple as signing into the tool that you want to use. So let's take a look at some of the other things that you're going to get here when you check out Smarketly tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. Eastern on JVZoo. So we've got code-free setups, right? You can customize and edit and publish your pages without developers. You get mobile responsive design. Guys, these are pages that you can build them. You build one page, and it works on phones, tablets, laptops and like a big 27-inch iMac that I'm doing this webinar on right now. And I've played with this with Craig, and yes, this really does work and it looks amazing.
And it's so important to be mobile responsive.
Sure.
It's so important. Yeah, it's so important to be mobile responsive these days because of so many people actually using, like you were saying, all the things that you've just said, like whether it's an iPhone, an iPad, whether it's an iMac, whether it's an Android phone. It's absolutely ridiculous how it's changing, and it's overtaken desktops, if I remember now.
What's so incredible too is it also, I mean, guys, and this is where the what we're going to see in a second, like the whole smart automated data and matching data to clusters comes in, which by the way, spoiler alert, does come in Smarketly. Awesome. Where it becomes so crucial. Like I've got a new e-commerce store that I just bought that I see, the guy's been in business 2 years, and I was so shocked to see that actually a majority of his traffic is still coming from desktop because of what niche it's in, because of what we're selling. It's more of a desktop driven sale. Whereas, all the stores I've done in the past, it's like, I mean, especially the last year or two, 90% of my traffic was from Facebook and on phones. It was just, and so, and so you need to know where that traffic's coming from. And this Smarketly will tell you that. And I'll just get to the third thing on this page, web integrations built right in. You can connect with dozens of third-party services natively, meaning just click and sign in. But then the real killer, and you guys will see this tomorrow when you look at the sales page on JVZoo, right? 10 a.m. Eastern, that we have a native Zapier integration. Now, I don't know if everybody's familiar with Zapier. Zapier is one of these tools out there. It's a paid service that, I think it's free and paid, but you can connect with like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of even obscure softwares. But, if you ever tried to then integrate Zapier into a page builder, it can be complicated. Well, guys, Smarketly has a native Zapier connection, meaning from Smarketly, you can create and set up an integration to anything that you can connect through Zapier.
And there's like 900 things?
900 tools. So I don't care what tool you like, unless like no one uses it except you, chances are you can use it through Smarketly natively without code set up. It's just point, click, done. All right, what else we got? Behavior-based triggers, right? Guys, this right here is Netflix. Behavior-based triggers. You'll be able to interact with leads and customers based on their actions in real time, right? Smarketly is going to track all these things for you. It's not something you necessarily need to do. You can save time with automation, all right? You basically are going to be able to point and click or drag and select from drop-downs, different behaviors, different timing, what part of the screen you want certain things to happen. If they watch this video to this point, then do this. If they do this, then do this. If they scroll past the video, then show them this. So on a single landing page, there could be 5 different combinations, all from, all done by, point, click, choose, save, no coding. So you can hit any cluster that might come to that page. That is incredible. Anyway, all right. So basically, I was just looking at the chat. Again, that is what's so awesome. And as far as there was a question about Infusionsoft. I think with Zapier, I'm not sure if Zapier has an. I know Infusionsoft can be a tough animal, but I have to check on that. Again, I'm not 100% sure. We can always send you guys. Something. I think I don't know. Maybe Simon or somebody can chime in. One of our support guys on the chat, if there's a native Infusionsoft integration. But I think with Zapier, I mean, you guys have like a world of integration. But with automation, again, you can then basically tell Smarketly exactly what it is you want to happen on any given part of the funnel. That's super cool. And then what I was super excited about, Craig, because I'm the guy that wants, I want the data nerd to tell me the numbers so I can make the decisions. I don't want to be out there counting the beans. Do you? Do you like counting the beans, Craig?
No, definitely not. And the beauty of this is when you've got something that's automated when it comes down to analytics and testing, it's not like you have to search through pages and pages or log into Google Analytics, then go and look at your Aweber account, for example, everything in one place.
Right.
And it comes back to saving time as well.
Yeah. So if you're one of these people that likes to keep 400 tabs open on Google Chrome, this might not be for you. Or it could be. I don't know. But the point is that, it is impressive how you can do all this in a single interface. You really can manage all of those tools, and it's just as simple as signing into them. But I love that the split testing, the analytics are not confusing. I mean, I've over the years stumbled through and eventually learned Google Analytics and Facebook Analytics and all that.
Mm-hmm.
But it's when I was just starting out as a newbie, 2005, 2006, I looked at analytics was scary,
And
so here, you basically have it baked in. So let's go into what you guys can do with this tool when you can get it tomorrow at 10 a.m. on JVZoo. So funnel management, of course, you can set up a smart funnel in minutes. You can combine landing pages, overlays, sign-up forms, emails, automation rules, notifications, any order, right? So if you guys want to change something in the funnel, it's not complicated. It's like I drag it to a different place. I pull a drop down and just choose a different option. It's all right there. So it's not a page builder. It's a smart funnel management system. It takes in a smart funnel, the page is one tiny element of a bigger ecosystem.
Oh, 100%. Can I just say one thing as well? And
please.
The beautiful thing of Smarketly, the thing that kind of avoids the confusion and the stress and the frustration is within Smarketly, there's an onboarding process that kind of welcomes you in, and it teaches you how to do things visually, and not just visually. Not like you have to watch videos. It will actually run you through the system, and not just run you through the system. There's also other things. So, for example, it can teach you how to build a page, but as it's teaching you to build the page, you're actually building your page. It's unreal. It's the easiest I've ever had anything when it comes to joining something. So it's not like you're lost. So when it comes up to setting all these things and starting with a template to customize it from scratch, all these different things, it's all laid out for you and tells you how to do it. So it kind of takes you by the hand, the system itself.
I think that's so key. That really, and Craig, you just hit it. It's like any skill level, right? If you can drag and drop on a page, you can do this. I love that. Yeah. I love that. All right, so let's just we're kind of nearing the end here, but the automation rules, right? That you guys are going to save hours of work by automating your key marketing and sales tasks. Okay, so like Craig said, email list management. You got to run out. You don't got to go running out to Aweber to manage your list. You're managing it right in the same place that you built your funnel, you built your pages. You've connected your email list. You're managing those broadcasts right from Smarketly. Okay, Facebook lead ad integrations, guys. I don't know if anyone's using lead ads, but they're friggin' incredible. I love lead ads. Okay, you get a ton of emails like that. I'm getting something like I was getting US emails for 10 cents with Facebook ads. Targeted, and so if you know how to leverage that, it's game over, and you can then manage those lead ad integrations straight from Smarketly. Transactional emails, right? All of the purchasing emails, they can be all not only built in Smarketly, but tracked, managed, and everything else. 1, 2, 3, boom. Onboarding surveys, onboarding, like Craig just mentioned, surveys. That's actually supposed to be probably 2 different bullets. I just noticed the comma. Cart abandonment, and tons of other things. We have automation rules for pop-ups, timer, everything you can basically create a rule. We really say that with Smarketly, you are the boss because you make the rules. All right, email automation. So you get this full email management capability to engage and convert your visitors. You can manage your email service providers. So you maybe even have multiple service providers. You can do all that inside the system. You can deploy and broadcast drip campaigns. And you could then put your behavioral triggers that are part of your funnels, connect them to the drip campaigns. Meaning, if I sent email 1 and they didn't, maybe they opened it and they clicked through, they spent 10 seconds on the page and left. But email 2, they opened it, they clicked, they spent 2 minutes on the page and they watched the video. I can have a trigger that for people that do that, send them here because they needed more convincing or whatever it is. So incredible that you really, it's like the world is your oyster with this. Your marketing is completely customizable. You can design, and by the way, guys, that is not with any coding. That is with drop downs, choose, save, simple. Design and build responsive emails. We got a drag and drop builder that you can actually design your emails, right? So if you don't want to struggle with MailChimp or Aweber's email templates, you can build them with the same easy drag and drop builder that you use for pages and everything else in Smarketly. You can build emails as well. And you can use merge tags and list segmentation, which, if you're a newbie, how those are. Don't worry, we've got lots of training in Smarketly, how to use those and how to really use them well in your marketing. That is game over. That will change your email marketing. Because guys, I could tell you, when you start to, and I've worked with big marketers and big companies that had no clue what their list was about. They didn't segment and merge tag their list. They didn't know what the hell they were doing. They would send the same thing to everybody. And they would just do it by like, openers or clickers or openers, clickers, or buyers. That was like their segments. Guys, do you know how stupid that is to basically leave money on the table by segmenting by openers, clickers, and buyers? Guys, you've got to separate, especially if you're selling across different niches or different theme, even sub things within the same niche. So if I'm selling like a Facebook training, I'm not going to want to hit the people that are really only interested in like a local marketing, telephone product, right? It's a waste. It's a waste of my email broadcast. And it just pisses my list off. So you've got to segment, and Smarketly makes that easy with email automation. All right. Lead generation machine. Basically, you guys can create overlays, triggers, pop-ups that basically are connected to exit intent, enters, in view, scrolling, and clicking. Based on user behavior, it will pop up a different pop-up or at a different time or not at all, based on what your user's doing. You can target the overlays based on the URL it came from, the device they're using, the browser they're using, the cookies in their browser, the referral link, right? So if you did anybody who uses UTM or any kind of referral links, you can program in and say, well, if they come from this page, show them this overlay. If they come from this, show them this. Same landing page, same funnel. It's like having hundreds of funnels all in one funnel. That's a smart funnel. It's Netflix. It is because you came from here, I will show you this. Because you took this offer, I will show you this. Guys, give me an OMG in the chat box if that blows your mind, that with drag and drop, point, click, save, you can basically create, because you watched, you will also like this. OMG, right, says Shante Daniel. Game over. OMG with exclamation points. Connie, oh my goodness, says CIP. OMG says Michael. Guys, pro level, says Walter. We are on a whole other level here, Walter. You are so right. This is basically giving you the keys to the Netflix kingdom, guys. You are going to be able to give a customer experience on par with an $80 billion entertainment powerhouse that toppled the video store empire and is now changing the way we consume entertainment.
But made easier.
Yeah, and actually, I'm sorry, I have to use my little Netflix factoids on this webinar. Another little factoid, Netflix is just shy, I think, or actually they surpassed CBS in like revenue or something. In one of their big numbers, they surpassed CBS. Which, if anyone knows, CBS is like one of the oldest broadcasting television institutions. Netflix is like now like just sort of leaving them in the dust in the amount of, I think maybe it was viewers, in the amount of viewers that they're getting, like on average, when they adjust for different tastes. Anyway, so you are basically on par to have the power of Netflix with this system. You're going to be able to manage your lead generation campaigns. You're going to route the leads to any service you want, A/B test for different overlays, designs, targeting, and triggers. You'll be able to know at a glance with a few clicks exactly what works. Guys, that kind of stuff makes you a mind reader. All right. My wife calls me that I'm barely a mind user, but you with Smarketly will be a mind reader. Facebook automation, right? Guys, I love Facebook. It's one of my favorite traffic sources. Okay. With Facebook, you can sync all the emails collected through Facebook lead ads with your ESPs or your CRMs. Okay. That's, by the way, email service providers or your customer relationship management tools. For anybody who's new, I don't want to assume you know what that is. I, at one point, did not know what those were either. So that's incredible, right? If you've got MailChimp, Aweber, Constant Contact, MadMimi, whatever you're using, MarrowPost, you can sync those lead ads right in Smarketly. Coming to Smarketly, it's all synced, right? You don't have to then run out to MarrowPost and put the list in there and then sync it with Infusionsoft. And oh God, what a headache! I remember doing that at a company I used to work for. What a headache! You can create advanced custom audiences based on user behavior directly from our platform, and you can sync data and target users so that at a later stage in their customer journey, you give them a specific message. Okay, that you start hitting with specific offers later on. That, again, I'm not asking you to marry me when we sit down for coffee. It's only going to be after like the third or fourth date, maybe if I'm really old-fashioned, right? All right. Wrapping it up here, guys. Facebook Smart Pixels, guys. This is, to me, one of the most exciting things, because I think that this Facebook Smart Pixel that Smarketly gives you, and this is in addition to, like, again, this is basically takes the Facebook Pixel that you get, if anybody knows Facebook marketing or ads, all the pixel is, it's like a little number, an identifier that Facebook gives you that you can then stick into different platforms. Like if you're on Shopify, you can put it in the Shopify or whatever. And using that pixel, you can basically track what happens in that platform. So Smarketly, we weren't satisfied with just a regular pixel, a static pixel, right? We wanted a smart pixel for our smart funnel. So when you put the pixel in Smarketly, it creates a smart Facebook pixel that gives you enhanced data collection so you can learn more about the visitors, right? When you have a pixel from Facebook, all it's going to tell you is things like, well, they clicked on this ad, they added it to the cart, or they different things that are relevant inside Facebook. Maybe they watched the videos point, but it can be even really hard to kind of extract anything beyond some of the basic stats from a Facebook pixel. Well, guys, here, by just copying and pasting and connecting Smarketly to your Facebook pixel, you're going to get engagement stats like, did they scroll on the page? How much time did they spend on the page? How many times did they come back to the page? Technical things like, what kind of browser were they using? What language was their browser set at? Where are they located? What device are they using? And things like the traffic source data from tags. Like, again, if I did this campaign, I added a tag to it, I'll know that this person came from this offer, they came from this affiliate, they came from this deal, okay? You'll know the medium, the campaign, the term, the content, all that advanced Google. It's like having, Google Analytics is like so big in what it can tell you, right? That it can sometimes seem like it almost gives you so much. Well, Smarketly is almost like taking your Facebook pixel and lumping it together with analytics and then making it where you don't have to extract any of that through coding or analytics expertise. It just gives it to you in a very easy to understand way and then suggests to you what you can do with that data. So that, to me, is mind-blowing. And finally, creating a lookalike audience. Now, if anybody doesn't know what a lookalike audience, basically what it means is, so Craig, he had 600 leads in those freebie seekers, and he had, let's say, 30 conversions or whatever it is, or 100 conversions from that, people, who then turn into buyers. When you create a lookalike audience on Facebook or Google ads, you basically are telling the system, find me, 1 million people that are very similar to this 100 people that bought from me.
Yeah.
Right. So Smarketly, you can do that now natively in Smarketly with all of this extra data. And it's all a matter of just clicking. It's not trying to create this complicated report. It's like, all right, this click, add this. This is what I want. Yes. All right. Smarketly. Go tell. It's like Smarketly becomes like your gopher. It's like, it's like your assistant. Go tell Facebook, go tell analytics, find me people like this. That is incredible. All right. Finally, the smart integrations. Again, we already talked a lot about this. I'm going to go through this quickly. You can integrate with the click of a button, and you can attach your triggers and automation rules to each one of your integrations, meaning the entire system works together, guys. That's the difference between smart and static funnels. The smart funnel you build with Smarketly, it's not just the integrations like, okay, it's connected. Your rules can be applied to those connections.
It took me about 3 seconds to integrate Aweber with Smarketly.
That's awesome, because I know you hired a guy to do it the last time.
Yeah, because that's incredible. Just so everyone knows, I'll just tell everyone quickly. I was using Optimized Press 2 at the time, and I was trying to get my Aweber form code into like an opt-in form box that they had. And I spent about 3/4 of a day looking through Google, asking friends. And somehow, I even had friends come and look at it. No one could get it working. And I don't know how, I don't know why, I don't know what went wrong, what gremlin was around in that system. I just could not get it to work. And I got that frustrated. I got someone else in and had it done differently.
Wow. So guys, I've also struggled with integrating, forms and stuff like that. It's hard. It's hard. It can be hard if you're not super technical. And sometimes even if you are, it can be hard. Things break. Here we're talking about literally, and it really is as simple as like, you guys have seen like sign in with Facebook, like on certain sites. It's like that. It's like, it pops up. It says, sign in with your Facebook account. You sign in, boom, it's connected. You're not going in and searching for the piece you need. It does it automatically. So that is, oh, and I have one more. I should probably be on presenter view. Smart embedded analytics. And this actually is probably one of the most exciting things as well for me. Like I said, I like to make decisions. I don't like to count beans. Well, Smarketly allows you to make data-driven decisions without having to count the beans. You have embedded tracking into every workflow. So you're not tracking numbers, just segments. You're looking at, what you want. You're looking at behavior. What do you want people to do? Boom, do it. You're not looking at the numbers. You're finding, well, what, and Smarketly will tell you these segments, this is where you're seeing the biggest numbers. This is what's working the most. And then you can create segments from those segments. It's like, it's exponentially increasing your results. And this will automatically detect relevant elements that you should track, like clicks, links, and fields, landing page elements, forms, emails, and then collects the data into analytics and Facebook. Meaning, guys, you're not sitting here going back from Google Analytics to Facebook, back to Smarketly. Well, what did my landing page do? What did this do here? It's all one report. It's all one place that's telling you what's working, what needs to be tweaked, what you should be doing, where you can maybe optimize. It's all being told to you in your smart funnel under one roof. Mm-hmm. And there's more. But wait, there's more. Smart forms management. You guys can create any kind of form you want. Anyone here has struggled with forms? If you've done, I've been talking for about an hour, over an hour, so my brain's starting to get a little mushy. But I'm trying to think. Craig, what are some of those form tools that you've used in the past?
Most builders have them now. Like for example, when I was using Optimize Press 2 that I had a problem with, there's a tab that you add an element basically, and you can add in a form, but that you was limited. I don't know how many of you guys have ever used a WordPress theme builder and stuff, but you're quite limited to what they can actually do. Whether it's just creating a normal form, but like with this one, it's like orders and surveys, registration, lead generation, contact, stuff like that. It's quite a few builders have things, but they're very limited to what they have. They don't have anything like this does. Yeah, like Connie says, totally limited.
Yeah, I mean, Connie, like how limited? It's not even just limited. It's like, first of all, you struggle with setting it up. It's not looking the way you probably wanted to without getting a designer in there. Here, you can, with the same type of page building, and by the way, guys, you can build pop-ups also, like with drag and drop, like design pop-ups, forms, email. The same building capabilities you have are across the entire funnel. That's why it's smart. Everything connects. And the form that you build is not just like this form that sort of sits there as these static boxes. It integrates to all the services that you've connected. It works with the rules that you've done, right? So in Craig's example of his smart funnel for the freebie seekers, it's like, I could have a rule that, well, if they sign in with this, if they hit the form at this point in time, send them here. If they've watched the video, send them here when they submit the form. Guys, that's like, wow. I mean, that is customization, personalization. That is the Netflix code. All right, guys, that's about the end of the training. And I want to just share with you one little thing, one little gift. Tomorrow we are opening this up, on JVZoo. We're not selling you anything tonight. We just kind of wanted to share with you these really cool ideas and give you the heads up. And we want you guys to be, you guys stay with a lot of, I'd say the majority, like everyone stayed here the whole time, which to me is super cool. Mm-hmm. I really appreciate it. I know that this was like done very quickly, and but we really appreciate your time. I hope you learned something. So we want to give you the special bonus coupon, early bird special. What this is going to do is when you put this coupon in, when you purchase Smarketly tomorrow at 10 a.m. on JVZoo, this will get you 50% off on a very special offer that we're going to make you once you buy Smarketly. We are running a mastermind at the end of the month. So I'll tell you guys, like the guys going in on us. We're running this mastermind at the end of the month. I don't know, Simon, do we have a link to the page? Can we show those guys what the page looks like so they could see who's on it, like the heavy hitters that are going to be joining us for that? Can you put the link in the chat?
I can tell. I know some of the people who are on it.
Oh, so the people on here, yeah, no, I'd love to show the page because the picture speaks 1,000 words.
It does. It does.
But just to give you an idea, guys, it's what this is. The OTO, the first one-time offer that we're going to be hitting you with. Here it is. Simon came through. Is this mastermind, and it's super cool. Basically, it's building the $1 million smart funnel. This is going to cost, it's going to cost. I think, I forget what the price is, but it's basically, it is a paid mastermind. It is an all-day. I think it's like 9 hours. We may have to split it into 2 days, Craig, because we keep adding people to this thing. But it's, I mean, I don't know if you guys are familiar with JV Zoo. I'll just point these guys out. And these are some heavy hitters. We got, Jimmy Kim is email specialist. Actually, I want to go down to their little, here we go. We got Sam Bakar. And I love this picture of Sam. I did this page. I love this picture of Sam. By the way, I built this page in Smarketly, guys. Sam just is coming. Sam is a funnel expert. He's going to tell you guys how to build killer funnels. This is your boy, right? Dean Holland, Craig?
Yeah. He's very, 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 very clever. In fact, he's speaking on stage with people like Tony Robbins and that next year.
Yeah, I saw this great picture of him and Russell Brunson and Tony Robbins. And so Dean is a big, heavy. Like, I don't even know why they put me on the bill here. I stand next to these guys. I'm like, oh. Anyway, I'm just, I shouldn't do that. But anyway, Dean is he's a big dude. He knows he's the godfather of sales funnels. He will make you an offer that you can't refuse. He knows how to do a free plus shipping offer like nobody else. James Sides, this is I think another one of your friends, right? Or is this one of Tom's friends?
Both.
He's like the master of penny clicks, and James actually a lot of his methods are stuff that I've used in the past, and they work. They're really, really good. So you're gonna want to see James. Jimmy Kim. This guy's just like an email marketing like ninja. He just knows his stuff. He knows how to write emails and create sequences that will get you rocking it. I mean, just doing like emails that are magnetic. They're amazing.
Very clever, man.
Talia Wolf, she is, I'm not sure, if the JV Zuno audience knows her, I certainly know the B2B world where I'm actually from. The B2B marketing world knows her really well. She just recently was on stage with Neil Patel, who a lot of you guys probably know. He's a big SEO guy. And her expertise is in emotional triggers, basically the psychology behind getting people to buy, right? So, and that is the cornerstone of how to basically do the Netflix smart funnel, right? Because you did this, you might like this, right? She knows how to use language, imagery, suggested offers, how to look at the data you're getting and know what is going to be the most emotional trigger that will make somebody convert. And guys, I can give you a real big tip here. And, anyone who's a newbie, maybe just write this down, because this is something I learned, that has helped me convert tons of people over the years. And that is, people do not buy through logic. They buy from emotion. The minute a customer has to start thinking about a purchase, especially off of things like landing pages and this kind of, funnels, you lost them. They're done. They might buy at some point in the future, but you want the people that are emotionally charged, that want to buy it now, and knowing how to hit them with emotional triggers is the key. Andrew Z, again, another guy, big in the B2B world, marketing automation. He is an expert who works closely with Smarketly. He's developed and helped develop a lot of the thinking behind the technology that has become the triggers and the autopilot stuff. He is a genius when it comes to that stuff. So you're going to hear from him. This is me, Mike Mintz. I have been working in the B2B space for 10 to 15 years. I was a lawyer for a long time, and then worked for big legal companies, doing webinars, selling big ticket stuff. Had my own agency for a long time before moving into things like advocacy work. I did advocacy for a couple years, always using webinars, and then most recently in the local marketing and e-commerce space. But for high-end, high ticket items, really high-end mastermind training, five-figure ticket training, and we sold those all through webinars. And there is a formula that connects very well to the smart funnel that I'll be talking about and giving away to you guys on the the webinar. And I guess somebody threw in Stefan under me. We will not be speaking at the same time. Simon, we probably just take a note to change that time. Stefan will probably be going after me. And again, the order is subject to change, but Stefan is a Pinterest expert. And so how cool is that, guys? A whole other traffic source that you're going to get on this mastermind. So guys, I don't know if you're accountant, but like, this is an entire day of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 presentations. And I know we're adding people even to this, so it may even go to an extra day. We may split this into 2 days because it is very intense, but it is 2 days of training, hands-on in Zoom, where you are now, which I don't know, again, guys, when we do this kind of training webinar, we actually have additionally, we can even bring some of you up on screen. If you want us to look at a funnel or something, like we may have like a whole Q&A portion where we'll have the experts even look at your stuff. So this is truly going to be incredible. You might expect to pay like $1,000 to attend something like a 1 or 2 day online conference like this. And you're going to see when you hit that page tomorrow, that OTO, it is going to be super affordable for everyone, but for you, it's going to be even more affordable because you were here and got this special bonus coupon. So make sure you write this down and save this for tomorrow so that when you're checking out with Smarketly, you put that in there and you will get that mastermind at half off. And you want to be there because nothing will jumpstart your sales funnels, your smart funnels, like joining this crew on November 29th at that virtual event, Building $1 Million Smart Funnel.
Let me just jump in on the coupon,
yeah.
Sorry. Just so everyone knows, if it doesn't work with spaces, try it without spaces. Okay?
That's a good tip. Yeah, I just put in what they gave me, guys. So good tip. Try that with or without spaces. In any case.
I'm guessing it will be without spaces. I just thought I'd give everyone the heads up because otherwise it won't work.
Yeah. And if it doesn't, you can always shoot an email. Simon, is there an email that they should contact if they need anything like regarding their purchase or anything? Whoop, I just left the presentation. Anything at all? No? Okay, Simon's not responding there. But all right, guys, so really that is cracking the Netflix code. That's how you can make more money online using the same smart funnels the biggest companies in the world use to make billions. Tomorrow we got Smarketly is dropping on JVZoo at 10 a.m. New York time, depending on where you are in the world. That's early or late. But we hope that you all get over there and join us, and especially join us for that virtual event because that is going to be epic. And we'd just like to welcome you guys all to the Smarketly family, regardless of where you're marketing at. Craig, any parting words in closing, some inspiration, anything you want to tell this crew? These guys have been a great crew. I really
definitely, and very interactive as well. So I'd just like to thank everyone for their time, and obviously it's been great to hang out with you guys. But when it comes down to your businesses, the one thing that I've found is when it comes to the systems that you're using, this Smarketly is something that cuts out all the BS for you guys. Your time, your effort the effort that you put in is it's increased by using Smarketly, because 9 times out of 10, when you put in so much effort into other things, your time's kind of diluted trying to find out how it works. Like I say with this, the onboarding process is absolutely phenomenal. You will not be lost. It almost takes you by the hand, and the system itself is so intuitive to what you've to what you're doing. I've gave this to some of the guys who are top level marketers just to test it out, put it through its paces and things. And they said, in fact, Andy Brocklehurst, I don't know if you guys know him, is a very good marketer. Jumped straight in. The first thing he said, "Oh my God, I can't believe how intuitive this is." That's the first thing that he said when we were talking. But with this, like I say, this just saves you time, money, and stress. And I always say about time is something that you can never get back. So you have to invest your time wisely. So yeah, like I say, with Smarketly, it just cuts out all the BS of having to learn things, having to figure things out. Quite often you're quite alone. The support team with this is absolutely phenomenal. I must admit, I've never seen anything like this. Not just the onboarding process that Smarketly has, but the actual team behind it and how many people have been working on this for so long. It's so the time and the effort's been put in the back end of this to make it so simple in the front end for you guys, put it that way, and myself. Like, I'm so impressed by this, and that's why I'm here today, because something like this needs to be out there, being used, utilized, not just because it's a really good product, but it just saves you time, money, stress. It's just a brilliant product overall. It's something that made.
I was muted. I left you hanging. I had the exact same reaction. When I saw it, I was I was super impressed. I thought it was a really cool software. And one of the things that also impressed me is that the team at Smarketly, they were developing this it was like 18 months in development. This isn't something, guys, that was
like 20 months now.
Yeah, well, now it's like more, right? It's almost 2 years. I'm saying, but it's not. It hasn't just been slapped together and thrown in the market. This has been built and rebuilt and then and what's so awesome also is that they're not done. It's like there's like, I've seen the product roadmap. There's like so many things, like even within the next few months, that are going to be rolled out within the system that are not, that aren't going to cost you an upgrade fee. The fee that you're paying, and by the way, guys, it's very affordable, right? Like, you might expect something like this is going to cost like, Infusionsoft level hundreds of dollars a month. You're going to be shocked when you see that you can start running a smart funnel, all of your marketing operations under one roof in a smart funnel, the way, just like Netflix does, with that kind of level of automation and behavioral triggers for less than the cost of a haircut each month. That's amazing. Mm-hmm. So tomorrow, guys, 10 a.m., it will be dropping 10 a.m. New York time, Eastern Daylight Time on JVZoo. Make sure you get there. Make sure you use that coupon, the early bird special coupon. Try it with spaces first. If that doesn't work, try it without spaces. Make sure you use that coupon so you get this building $1 million smart funnel upgrade, this all-day mastermind at half off. This is going to be amazing. This will change your marketing incredibly. This will help you. When you combine this mastermind with Smarketly, it is game over. With that, we'd like to thank you guys for sticking with us, checking out Smarketly, checking out how to crack the Netflix code, and we hope to see all of you tomorrow on JVZoo. Thank you so much, and have a good day.
Have a good day.